Hey everyone, welcome back. So, let's get straight into something that could actually affect your wallet soon. President Trump's big, beautiful bill just hit another twist in the Senate, and what's tucked inside might surprise you. Did you know that on top of extending some big tax cuts, there are new rules that could hit your healthcare, your Social Security taxes, and even how much of your property taxes you can write off? Sounds like a lot to keep track of, right? But stay here with me, because by the end you'll know exactly what's changing, what might stay the same, and how this could shake up your budget, whether you're working, retired, or just trying to make ends meet. All right, so first up, the tax cuts from 2017. Remember when those were set to end soon? Well, under this plan, they're staying, and for a lot of families, that means lower rates stick around longer. The standard deduction is going up too, so more of your income stays in your pocket before taxes even hit. Not bad, but, and here's where it gets a bit tricky, this same plan shaves down some other breaks you might count on. For instance, if you live in a state where you pay high property or income taxes, like California or New York, brace yourself. The Senate wants to shrink that SALT deduction back down to $10,000. So, homeowners could lose out on writing off more than that. If you're nodding along thinking, hey, that's my situation, drop a yes in the comments. I want to see how many of you this could hit. Now, moving on to something a lot of you care about, Medicaid. So then, here's where it gets even more surprising. The Senate's plan has deeper cuts than what the House put out. If you're a parent, or maybe taking care of aging parents, this matters. There's talk about tougher work rules, so more paperwork, more check hints, and more folks could lose coverage if they don't meet these new requirements on time. Rural hospitals are already sounding the alarm that they'll get squeezed harder than before. And while Medicaid gets a trim, seniors get a bit of cushion. The bill bumps up a special deduction for people over 65, $6,000 per person. But there's a catch. If you earn too much, it shrinks. So for retirees living mainly off Social Security, this could be a win. But if you've got a higher income in retirement, well, you might see that benefit fade away. Oh, and speaking of Social Security, the Senate version cuts federal income taxes on a chunk of your benefits if your income is under a certain limit. Some folks have asked me before, why doesn't the government just stop taxing Social Security altogether? Good question, and the short answer is they're not going that far yet, but this change does lighten the load for some households. All right, so then another piece to watch, green energy tax credits. The House wanted to wipe a lot of these out pretty quick, but the Senate's letting them hang around a bit longer. So, if you're in an area where wind farms or solar projects are popping up, jobs and local investment might keep flowing for a while. Now, debt, always the elephant in the room. Even with all these cuts and trims, the official number crunchers say the plan could still push the deficit up by about $2.5 trillion over the next decade. So, folks in Congress are split. Some say we're protecting families now. Others say we're leaving a big bill for our kids later. Where do you stand on that? Fair trade-off or reckless? Let me know below. Before we keep going, quick reminder, if you find this clear and helpful, give it a like and share it. It really helps me keep making these breakdowns for you. Okay, what about people who work in tip jobs or lots of overtime? This bill says tips and overtime up to certain limits might not get taxed at all for a few years. So, waiters, bartenders, folks working extra shifts, you could take home more of what you earn, no strings attached. But watch out, there's paperwork to prove those amounts are legit. So keep good records. Also, one more twist that's flying under the radar, car loan interest. If you're buying a car in the next few years, the interest you pay on that loan could be deductible again, up to $10,000. Not something we've seen in a while. So for people financing a new ride, it's something to keep an eye on. Now, where does this all go from here? Well, the Senate's tweaks don't match the House version line by line. Some senators want even tighter rules on Medicaid. Others are fighting to raise the SALT cap back up. And President Trump is counting on this to prove he's still got regular families top of mind. So, deals are happening behind closed doors. And honestly, this could still change tomorrow. So then, what does this all mean for you? It really depends your income, where you live, if you have kids, if you're retired, or if you rely on Medicaid. That's why staying informed is your best defense. Don't just take my word for it. Talk to a tax pro if you think any of this could hit your household. If this cleared up even one thing for you today, Tap that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and share this with a friend who might benefit. And also, tell me in the comments, do you feel like this big, beautiful bill helps you more or less than you expected? Thanks for sticking with me. There's always more to break down. So until next time, stay informed, stay prepared, and I'll catch you again real soon.